today there's going to be that new announcement about the Fighters Union with Tim Kennedy, Don Cerrone, Cain Velasquez, TJ Dillashaw, etc., and all those guys. And I think it's a union. I don't know exactly. I think it's a union.
It's going to be very interesting to see what
they do.
Well, what WME, what their reaction is, because it's personal. You're right. It's CAA.
Well, those are all CAA
WME.
guys, representatives on there, and obviously WME, and they paid $4 billion, and they're trying to budget cut stuff like that. So it's a great time for CAA to do it. But this is what's interesting, and this is where a change could happen here. And just hear me out. Follow this, B. Is WME, like Connor goes, wait, if you have Conan O'Brien, Ben Affleck, these guys fucking, they're owners. They're owners. And he goes, you have them own it. I want to own it. They're entertainers. I'm an entertainer. I want to own it. But you know how hard it is, and we're all entertainers. Fighters are entertainers, athlete entertainers.
Yes.
Comics, Conan O'Brien, Ben Affleck, everyone's in the same business. Mm-hmm. You know how hard it is to get here. You know how hard it is to get equal rights. You know how hard it is to get what you're paid for. You know how hard it is to show your worth, right? And to get to this level. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not so sure that Ben Affleck, Conan O'Brien, name the other celebrities who are on board, Mark Wahlberg, blah, blah, blah. I'm not so sure if they realize the disadvantage that UFC entertainers / fighters are at, because they wouldn't jump on board that train. Being fellow entertainers, they would be like, hold up, they don't have any of these rights? We're like, no, man. Wait, hold on. We make this much money. They get paid that as just pure human beings who have gone through the struggle of being entertainers to that level. They could make a difference.
However, I wonder if they probably in the contract, when they buy into the company, they have absolutely zero voting rights.
Why would you buy in a company like that, though?
To share in the profits. So it's be a little bit like owning stock in a company. When you own stock in a company,
yeah, but if someone came to you and said, hey, man, we want you to own stock in this company. We're launching a new movie production company. Mm-hmm. We're going to really take advantage of all the actors and comedians.
Yeah.
Would you sign up for it?
I would.
To make a profit?
I would not. I would not.
How much money does Conan Bryan and Mark Wahlberg and the rest of these celebrities need?
I don't think
they're not aware of it, is what I'm telling you.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
They don't realize what's going on here.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, at their level, if you went, dude, they have no 401ks, they have no retirement plan. When they're gone, they get an email when they retire. They get an email.
Yeah.
This is what they're paid for. This is what we're bringing in. I would imagine
if
those guys who went through that level.
If you speak your mind, if you say something like, I can't afford to fight like this,
you're going to be disciplined.
They'll tell you to take a seat for 3 years, like Fabrizio Verdum. I mean,
no, he's not taking.
No, I know, but he loses. I think he's not able to do.
He's not allowed to do TV. He still fights in December.
I mean, but that's a big deal. Not allowed to do TV.
Yeah, for sure.
So
what I'm saying is, those entertainers, they don't know the business at all.
You're saying, as they learn the business, they're going
to be like, holy shit, and for them to be like, well, we're owners, dude. We can't. You guys got to treat them better. You have to. Because now it's owned, obviously by WME, IMG, and within those celebrities who are also co-owners. If someone could sit down with them and go, here's really what's happening. You can't have WME explain it to them. You need someone who's like, no. Have them talk to a fighter or something like that and go, dude, this is what you guys are a part of. They go, holy shit. Yeah, we need to change some stuff. Right. And I think a change could happen there. I really do. Yeah. I don't know with this current lineup, and don't get me wrong, I love Cain Velasquez, Donald Cerrone, TJ Dillashaw, the rest of those guys, Tim Kennedy. But if they let's say they went, we're not fighting till there's a union, I don't know if the UFC skips a beat.
In other words, the UFC might say, cool.
Yeah. Cool. We'll just keep doing our thing. Because none of those guys are a huge draw. Pay-per-view wise.
That's a hard truth. And you
need a guy like
we all like.
You need a guy
we all like. I mean, certainly.
I love you don't even have to call them out. I love every one of those guys up there.
Yep.
But as far as if you look at the number, like pay-per-view, like what they're worth to the company, the UFC keeps on keeping on. You literally need a guy like Connor. He's the only one who can make a change. Unless the entire roster goes.
It would have to be the whole roster. I do think
it'd have to be the whole roster or a guy like Conor McGregor.
I hate to say it, but I do think that you are onto something as far as it's a big risk for these guys to take, even though there is strength in numbers. I think the UFC is one of those weird things where, yeah, I mean,
you're not gonna see any favors done anymore for any of those guys you see up there. They're not gonna,
it's a big risk. They're not
going to give him any more power. So TJ, you want the title shot? It's going to be tough, brother. Tim Kennedy, he's going to do his own thing. He's a guy up there who actually doesn't give a fuck what happens, and he's just doing what's right. But Cain and Cowboy, they're not going to do you any favors moving forward here, matchup-wise.
It's a gutsy move.
I mean, it's the right move.
But they obviously feel it's the right move. They feel like they're like.
But also, all those guys are older in their career. Yeah. All of them are.
Yeah.
So that's what you need.
Good.
So people establish names where they're like, I've done my work, man.
Setting an example, And, by the way, they also are probably at a stage where they're like, what do I have to lose?
That's what I'm saying. They're older established guys.
I've been, you can push a man to a point where, a man goes, I don't feel like you're giving me the respect that I have earned, that I deserve. So fuck this.
I also think a lot of them are just like.
And they're pioneers in this right now. These are pioneers in a way.
The first big names like this. But
yes.
Even at these big names, the UFC keeps on keeping on.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? I don't think, and the only thing that's a little weird up there is that the CEO of Bellator, the ex-CEO of Bellator, he's the only one, if you talk to him, he's a little bit sleazy. So that's where they lose a little momentum there. They should have just left him out of this.
Is that the guy right there?
That's him, Bjorn.
Bjorn.
Yeah. Most guys you talk to aren't a huge fan of him. Now if you had Scott Coker up there, now you got some momentum.
Right.
But
is he not involved in Bellator anymore?
No.
Okay.
No, that's why it says ex-Bellator CEO up there.
Yeah.
Because remember, Scott Coker, who's on the show, owns Bellator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. That's I admire them and they're pioneers, and I hope that they have an impact on this because something has to give.
Yeah, the entire roster would have to do something to make a huge.
Maybe this
change,
is the beginning. Maybe
it's a step in the right direction.
You know better than anybody that the majority of fighters are not happy with things like the Reebok deal.
I would say 95%.
Right.
At least 95%.
So with that kind of
there's a couple dick riders who are like, no, it's actually good.
Right. But with that kind of discontent and the humiliation, there's a form of humiliation that comes with, not getting the fights that you have earned, not getting the money that you need and have earned, all that stuff. When you humiliate people or when you belittle men like that who put it all on the line, like Tim Kennedy. I mean, come on, TJ, these guys, Donald, they're giving everything. Cain, it's like, look at how GSP was treated in a way. Makes life. He's wealthy and stuff, but I think that this is what happens when you give people no choice. You corner them. So hopefully other people join on.
Yeah, the bummer to me is, and it's just a reality, is even if all those guys said I'm not fighting again, the UFC really doesn't hit any hiccups.
Well, let me ask you this. First of all, we know that they are CAA clients. CAAs, they've got some, I don't know if you know this, they got some heavy hitter lawyers. Guys have been around the block a couple times, so they're well represented. With their contracts as they are, and I'm sure they all have different contracts, there is leveraging power in that they can't just be fired, right? They can't just be kicked to the side. Their contracts have to be honored.
No, I don't know exactly how the new contracts are, but I mean the UFC can choose to sit them for a while. There's stipulation in the contract where if the UFC doesn't give you a fight by this time, then I think either you can have the option to opt out, you know what I'm saying? But dude, the reason why the UFC is so good is they have the best lawyers on the planet. That's why those contracts they're tough to get out.
They're airtight.
It'd be tough. Yeah, none of those guys are like all going to Bellator or something like that. That would never happen.
It's never happened.
No, that's not happening.
I feel like
what they can do is just oh cool, you guys want to do that? Here, TJ, you're on the prelims. Cain, here you go. You'll be the first fight. Let's try and find the worst matchup for you. Cowboy, yeah, you're no longer on the countdown, so we're not showing you on social media. They'll put no marketing behind them anymore.
Why is GSP doing this, do you think? I don't think he's going to fight again, right? Is he doing this out of conscience, do you think, or just sort of...
I think he's doing it because he's like the goddamn... I mean, he's one of the biggest named celebrity fighters of all time, one of the most successful of all time.
Right, but what's in it for him since he's not fighting anymore? Do you think he's doing it because it's the right thing to do and wants to spearhead this?
Yeah, I just think he was a guy who definitely got kind of taken advantage of and didn't get the right representation. So he wants to see change.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Could be.
Hopefully.
It's going to be interesting, man.